Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain, back for some more Dungeons & Dragons Online. So here we are for the last part of this Shavarath chain, or the Trial of the Archons chain. Now if you are looking for how to get to Shavarath, I go into detail at the beginning of the Archons Trial quest, but long story short, the easy way to get here would actually be traveling from your airship. It'll take you right up there, right where that plains collar is, and then you can just jump down to this section here. Alright, well, let's head into the quest. Now this is the hardest of the three and the longest of these three quests, but it boasts some of the best and most sought after loot. Now there is a really nice great axe in here, as well as a really nice great crossbow. If you are going as a great crossbow wielding rogue, which is a, fairly decently common build, again at the time of this recording, this is probably the best one and can carry you all the way up well into the epics. Alright, so the very first thing is obviously you want to buff, and you want to head east and jump into the water.
Spoke of. You found your way inside the fortress. Now to investigate Eritrakos'.
So at this point, it does have just a couple of enemies. Just keep following the path. They are easy enough to use range damage on to either draw them out or just ultimately kill them. These guys really aren't too big of a deal. But this is just the entrance party. Which has always bugged me, because you would think the entrance party would have a fairly decent force just to keep people out. That being said, how many people are really breaking into a demon fortress? Alright. So once everyone's dead, you grab your breakables. You're going to want to pull the lever and head up the ramp into our first main fighting room. Here we're going to have a bunch of Orthons, which as you see love to teleport on you. We'll have some other guys.
The devils quarter their teeth in the slaves here in the depths of their citadel.
Now, a couple of guys that I always end up missing first run through are actually up against that back wall. If you look on either side of the center there are actually two casters that are, worshipping the statue there. Now, I always end up fighting them. However, it tends not to be on my own terms. I tend to miss them as they keep doing their little bow, and then you go on to the next room, which is right here, off to the right when you enter, or again east. Here it has a couple of Abishai. Now the Abishai in this quest are probably your biggest threat. There are a lot of them. They hit hard and they love to do AoE. If you happen to have evasion, well, they're not going to be really difficult for you at all. But without evasion, they're trucks on legs. Alright, so once you kill them, go ahead and grab your collectibles. And then we just have a puzzle. Simple puzzle. Solve to light up the rune on the end, or the crystal. Now the easy way to solve these ones are you actually just hug this right side here as best you can. And that'll lead all the way up.
The barracks gate slides open, revealing a passage.
So if you look, it almost is
the devil's fortress.
aside from this one, which which you can't turn. It's almost every end piece here. Or side piece. Alright, and that crystal there will open up this door here, allowing us to proceed again up the ramp. Now up here, as you see, we have a bunch of flying Abishai. As you start fighting them, they will make their way down, so that you can actually hit them. Though they also like to stay up in the air. Now, fighting them while you're in this hall, like getting your aggro, has 2 points. One, it does offer you some protection, as again you are in a hall. As well, it can slightly bug them out, causing them to fly just higher and higher, and kind of get stuck looking for you, so you will need range damage to kill them. But there they are. So the next bit, we have some troglodytes up top of the ramp. They will start running down the ramp either if you hit them, or if you just get too close to the bottom of the ramp there, they'll also head on after you. Alright. So once you're done, we have again another doorway. This one with 3 rune crystals. As well, this is also the point where we're going to start getting and complete the optional for learning the details. So there are 2 directions to head. We need to head up the ramp, heading west, and through this door on the east. I am going to head east first. Now in heading east, we have 2 directions. We can go up the ramp or off to the right. So I'm going to start with the right here. And as soon as you get in, it kind of spawns in a little fight here for you. Go.
The walls of this room are scorched and blackened.
Alright, so following this room here, you can head right in here, and on the table we're going to see a singed journal. That is part of the plans there. So you're going to want to pick that up. As you see, we have 3 left. Once you have that book, you're going to want to head off east through our next door. And I forgot, there you have the double door. So again, double door, and off to the right, we're going to have some more. Now these guys is just going to be a group of Abishai, and they like casting that acid blast. For these green ones, same with the black ones there. And we also have a famine reaper. So the only thing that the Abishai really have going for them is they have an okay low save. So you should be able to hit them with disco and stuff like that. On top of that, they don't have the most amount of hit points for enemies in this area, but they make up for that in the sheer like size of the groups that come after you. So again, just be slow, be careful, and you should get through that. Alright, so heading north. Again, another group of guys. So green are again acid types. So again, obviously you can lower the amount of damage by using acid resistance, which I should have been casting. So let's do that right now. You also run into blue, which aren't as common, but they are lightning type, and then you'll have red for fire types. Alright. So here we are. You can obviously poke your head south, where those first wave came out, but nothing there. So heading up here, you're going to want to head off to the east. It's going to spawn in some more guys. This will be our final wave in this hallway here. So yeah, real big pain in the butt. Once everyone is dead, you will be able to proceed and pull our first lever. Now, once it pulls the lever, as you see, it does create a portal. This will take us back to the center room where we first started. We don't actually want to go that way just yet. Rather, we want to head back, and then we're going to head up the stairs here. And now, a lot of people will actually choose to go up the stairs first, and then head down, because the portal will then take them to the start. But again, that's personal choice. I like going down and then heading up. I find it safer for me to clear. But it all comes down to personal preference. Alright, and as you can see, once you kill that first wave, it gives you no breaks and spawns in a second wave immediately. This one, luckily, no Abishai, and I think that's why I like this path, the upper path, a little bit more. So I saved that for the second half. Is there's no Abishai to really deal with here. There's a couple, but nowhere near what we had to go through on the bottom level. Alright, so this point we again have two paths we can head off. If you head east right away, heading through this door here, it will lead you to a small room with our Abishai. So this one here is actually skippable and is only used for the optional learning about the details. So we're gonna kill this champion before he kills us. There we go. There we go. Let's call on our hireling. Give a top up heal. So in order to get this one, as you see, there's nothing to actually click in this room. all you need to do is approach this little bit
A
of glass.
succubus speaks with an
They'll
Irenes in
start
the
a
corridor
conversation
below.
between the
Have you heard,
succubus and the
Valagar?
Irenes.
Says the succubus.
Now, you can
Lady,
obviously stay and watch
An
this
achievement
conversation.
has ordered us to accompany
However,
him.
all you need to do is
Oh,
approach
wait, that's not
the
quite
glass.
right. I'll be
You can
waiting
then
for
walk
Atreus.
away,
You'll be
and
staying
once they
right
are done
here.
the conversation,
I'm perfectly
whether you're
aware,
there or
Alicia.
not,
The
it
Irenes
will
are
give you the
advised.
count.
I volunteered for the duty. This
Alright,
fortress
so
must not
now,
fall while our leader
just
is
up
away.
the stairs, if you were to head right, which is the path that we need to actually go down, there is left and right. As you see, right off to the right, spawns a nice little wave. Alright, so they came out of here. If you do choose to head off to the right, as you'll see, we do have a shrine. However, in this room we also have another optional, and it is to kill the Master of Blades. Now it does spawn in a whole bunch of blades in there. Now the easy way is again to back out of the hall, fight your initial wave of the Abishai, and then you can actually use range damage to kill everyone else, stopping you from going into that room. As you see, there are spinning blades, and well, spinning blades can hurt. So yeah, if you're far enough back, as you see, his ice lance won't even, or frost lance won't even hit you, and yeah, he becomes a really easy guy to kill. And there you go, a little bit of experience. When he dies, the blades go away. It has a shrine for you, as well as a chest. So it's, you know, got a lot of upsides to coming down this path. Though, unfortunately, no name loot out of that chest. Alright. So we're going to head back down the hall, and we're just going to head straight to the very end here. And here's our door. So like before, once we open the door, it is going to have some enemies spawning in. There's sworn enemies spawned in. Okay, well, they do not spawn in. But we pull our lever, that'll light up our rune. And now we've completed 2 of the 3 runes that we need. Now a quick way down is actually just to head straight here. Head north, and down you go. Alright, so we got 2, we just got the one last one, which is up here. Now this path is probably the worst for the Abishai. They have the most of them up here. I am just going to give myself some resistance. Kind of rebuff myself here. I'm gonna try good weapons. I can never remember exactly what their DR is. I do believe it's a dual DR, so it's good and cold iron that you need. But then again, we're doing full damage to these blue Abishai. So the annoying thing with these blue Abishai, if you watch some of our Ravenloft videos, once they take X amount of damage, they like to go invisible. Unless you can kill them before they do that, what happens is you'll see them kind of walking around with the little graphic of where their hand. They'll always try to get behind you and then come out blast. Alright, so there's our first wave. We're just going to keep heading right where they were coming from.
The devils have been researching some arcane topic here.
Yeah, so all we needed is apparently good.
Scraps of ancient
Like
crushed
Reaper.
litter the room.
Alright, so now that we've done that part, we do have documents here which we can interact with, and again, another plan is learned. Now we're going to head through the door. We got a chest. Chest is locked. Go ahead and unlock it for some free loot. Alright. So again, we're going to continue. Now we have some stairs. Up the stairs, again, more Abishai. And I'm sure you're getting the picture now. Just lots and lots of Abishai. Over and over and over. Alright. So now we're going to head up the stairs. And we're going to actually have a fight coming out of those doors there. Which does have a couple of Orthons. Some Hellhounds that are just trying to sneak up on us. Finally, some archers. Now, once these guys are dead, it is going to open the door right here, spawning in a whole bunch of more black Abishai. So if you do want to prepare yourself, dropping down turrets, disco balls, whatever you want. Because again, it doesn't give you any breather. And there you go. So at this point, you do need to solve the puzzle. But if you continue just down our path here, we actually have another one of these glass windows. So we can poke our head here. We'll see Eritrikos and a couple of other guys.
He tells his underlings.
And they'll just talk. Again, you don't need to stay there and watch them talk.
Says the tiefling.
All you need to do is walk up, grab that, and there you're going. So at this point here, all you gotta do is solve the puzzle here in order to continue. As well, we have a shrine, and this is kind of gonna be our last shrine before our end fight. There is one more, but we have a lot of paths to go, so I mean, it's kind of a, if you need it, go ahead and use it. It's no real harm. Alright, so to solve the puzzle here, what you're going to want to do is actually force it north. Just kind of hugging this side wall to start. And right here. So it's a fairly simple puzzle.
Rumbling sound reverberates from the courtyard.
Too bad you can't just rotate these two. Solve it like that. Alright, so now Wolf Shrine. I'm gonna do some rebuffing. Got that. Fire. I should give myself acid as well. Oh, that's why, because I already have. I knew that. Alright, and then you can just run straight across, hopping down again, and our door is open. So you just want to head on up. and it will take you kind of to a tower floor. Now the first one, as you can see, just has some patrols. And we also have some guys on the side here. Ooh, and a famine reaper. Alright, once everyone's dead, door opens, you can proceed up to the next floor, which again, this one here is going to be Abishai. So here we are. Ooh, and a plague and a carnage reaper. Ouch. And a fear reaper. Wow, we're a whole lot of reapers this floor. Alright, so again, once everyone's dead, you can proceed up. And at the very top here, we are going to have our last shrine. Now this is our last shrine before the end fight. And it can actually technically be used during the end fight itself. Now, one method for this fight is actually to just fight them all almost in this room here. So when you first open the door, we got some guys talking down there. And our objective is to defeat this Renegades right there. Now we do have a couple of guys on a ramp. So you can kill them there. Got some on this side. Now, what some people do is they'll just literally rush right in, hop on down. Again, I find it easier if you fight up top here. So the first bit, it does give you a lot of leeway to see your enemies. If any Reapers spawn in, because of where they spawn, you can usually kill them before they get anywhere near you. Again, this is based on you having range damage. The other trick is if you're standing actually right about at the edge here, anybody who's coming who has your aggro, as you see, they're running right off the edge. The one exception was the Renegades herself, but even she will sometimes just walk on off the edge. Now as you fight her, she will go invisible. Now this is dangerous for two reasons. So she's back down here. But it's dangerous for two reasons, as sometimes while she's invisible, she will still hit you.
Protect the fortress.
There she goes. She's going to spawn another wave of guys. These ones are going to be, again, at the bottom, working their way up. But as you can see, they're going to just run right off the edge if you're standing right in this position. At which, like I said, even she will get hit with it sometimes. Kind of making it super, super easy. Because she's walking off the edge, she doesn't even get to you. once you beat her down the second time, blue Abishai, these guys are flying. These are the guys that like to teleport out once they get hurt. And then some red Abishai we had at the bottom. And here she goes. She actually made it up. She'll beat on you. If you drag her too far into the room, she may despawn. Though she doesn't always despawn. And you're just going to want to beat her down. Once she's dead, as you see, it wasn't really that difficult of an end fight. You're just going to want to hop on down for the big loot chest. Now this one here is the one that can drop a lot of sought after gear. Let's see if we get any here. And I'm actually going to re-roll these ones, because again, they're real nice. And I got nothing. So yeah, you can get a really nice great axe out of it, the Rift Maker, and then a really nice great crossbow, which is Divine Artillery. Once you do that, all that's left again is to recall out, and we've now completed our Archon's chain. So simple in concept, though a lot of these enemies, like that damage reduction, then with the AoE damage, the high AoE damage that these Abishai can put out, they can really be party killers. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one all.